So first off, I'd like to give a big shout out to Audi of Bedford for giving me the opportunity to sit behind the wheel of an R8. A dream come true for me. Just a phenomenal engine in that V10. It was just an experience. At one point, I touched the gas a little too hard, and I freaked myself out. If you've never had the chance to sit behind the wheel of a V10 engine, you got to do it. It's just a rush. Just you understand completely what the R8 is all about. Now this R8's in its second generation. There's a third generation coming out soon. You have the choice of the coupe, which starts about 140 grand, or for 178, you can move up to the Spider. If you go for the 600 horsepower, 602 versus 532, it's about 25 G's more. However, I don't see a big performance difference. So I guess it's more bragging rights for those that want to say I have 600 horsepower. But you get the point. So without further ado, the Audi R8. So the R8 coupe starts at about $139,000 and it's rear-wheel drive. Moving up to the Spider, it's all-wheel drive, and it has a base price of $178,000. Now both cars feature a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission with a V10 pumping out 532 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque, with a 0 to 60 time of about 3.5 seconds. However, if that's not good enough for you, you can always upgrade to the V10 Plus Quattro model, which will give you 602 horsepower and 413 foot-pounds of torque, along with tighter gear ratios from 3rd through 7th gear and losing about 50 pounds. Now this car does have the 20-inch upgrade, which were $1,500, wearing a 245/30 up front and a 305/30 in the rear, and red brake calipers for $700. This car also features a carbon exterior package for $4,500 and dynamic steering for $1,400. Now this car does get 14 city and 25 highway if it really matters, and you are going to get that lovely gas guzzler tax for $1,300. So as you make your way to the interior, there's nothing short of Audi quality here, with red contrast stitching. Now the base interior is just black, which is no charge. This, however, is the upgrade, which is $3,500 for the fine Napa leather seats with diamond stitching that's express red with it. You of course have the aluminum pedals. I like the flat bottom steering wheel with your red stop start button. Jeez. So you have nice storage in the front with 2 USBs, an aux and power outlet, a nice little cover. This does have the MMI unit in the center, like all the other cars, and you control your virtual cockpit. There is no pop-up screen in this car. I like that you have a nice storage for your key and some carbon fiber, which is part of that $3,500 package. You do have 2 cup holders and sort of this flimsy cover, but you do at least have cup holders. You have all of your controls for your roof. right there, and you have your virtual cockpit, which is 12.3 inches, and it does support Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The idea of having the virtual cockpit is so that you do not take your eyes too far from the road when driving this car. You have your comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual, with dynamic being the most aggressive on the exhaust sound. Now, as we make our way to the hood, or bonnet, or trunk, or boot, or whichever you want to call it, there's a little bit of room, and you have a light in there. There's enough room for a couple grocery bags or your golf clubs. And of course, you have your R8 sill plates on either side, and all the adjustments are the same for the passenger side. Glove box was a little shallow, but you did have one with a light in there, and of course it's felt lined. So with a new R8 on the horizon for 2019, this generation R8 is still beautiful in every way. In fact, even though this elegant spider is badly in need of a car wash, the V10 will bring out the child in all of us. However, the child in me loves the lines of the coupe. Perhaps it's the thought of pressing my nose against the glass to stare at that V10 like a kid in the candy store. I know, just like the rest of you, I'll be waiting for the next installment of the Audi R8. And as always, thanks for watching.